A request video from Poland. Got an email from Poland. We get emails from all over the place here at Cappy Cap Land. And it came from a girl. I think it was a girl. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not familiar with Polish names. But they wanted me to do a video on the stupidity and worthlessness of expensive weddings. And I don't know how this one got under my radar and have not yet addressed this. Probably because it should be so patently obvious to anyone with logic and common sense as to just what a gargantuan pissing away of money expensive all weddings are. Weddings should be viewed as cars. You're never getting your money back, except like with a car you get some use out of it, hopefully over the course of a couple of years. Wedding, it's one day, and it's not a pleasant day for the bride or the groom either. I know the bride is, well, it's not a pleasant day for the groom, we'll put it that way. Usually not for the bride, because the bride is all batshit insane crazy, getting worked up about her day, I don't think she's able to enjoy it. So let me address here the economic aspects, and I'll get into the romantic or real aspects. All right. First thing is opportunity costs. Right. I remember researching this some point in time on the blog, and I think the average wedding in the U.S. was $25,000. They could certainly be cheaper, they could certainly be more expensive, but the average wedding is insultingly expensive. And what you want to do is think about what can you use that money for otherwise. You can use it, obviously, to finance or subsidize several of your children's educations. You could use it towards a down payment on a house. One thing I recommend with that amount of money is you just take a year off and go travel around the world and have an experience that everyone gets married and everyone gets divorced. It's a wonderful experience. Everybody enjoys it. Yay! Oh. Some people do it more than once. Yay! Oh, yay! Oh. By the fourth time, yeah. I'm divorcing you. Tough shit, babe. I ain't got money left. That's, but you don't have that. How many people go and travel around the world? I mean, literally travel around the world and don't worry about it. Money's all taken care of because you're not wasting your money. You're going to have so much more memorable memories than, oh, look, here we're cutting the cake and you're drunk. Let me tell you about Jim. A lot of you don't know this about Jim, but I love you, man. I mean, fuck, you could get that, that's a dime a dozen. Machu Picchu with your loved one, I don't know how many different places around the world you can have sex. That, I don't know, that's going to beat out. I'm just so sad about Tiffany. She's my greatest friend. Forget that. You don't need that. And you can get that on the cheap, too. So take the money instead, go around the world. Don't pay me kids way through college. And then just the ease of having an extra 25 to 30 grand in your account. And this leads to the second major point, economically speaking, about weddings. Do you know what the number one cause of divorce is, kids? It's called financial problems. I had this one couple, and I hope to God they're watching it, because I have absolutely no respect for you. This guy, his dad was like CEO of some airline, and or a high muckety-muck at some airline, and this family was loaded. They had a cabin up north. I went to this cabin. It was a freaking palace. And this group I went with, it just showed you how much money they had and how spoiled rotten this group of people were. All they wanted to do was sit and watch the World Cup soccer game. We're Americans. That's not a big deal. I'm sorry, it isn't. And meanwhile, I'm like, we're at this great cabin. We're outdoors. And there's this beautiful lake, crystal clear lake. I'm like, I'm going fishing. I'm going swimming. I'm the hell with you guys. They stayed indoors drinking. Like, I had to sip out of wine. They weren't doing it with the pinky and the teacup, but it was almost like that. And they were having wine and cheese. Oh my goodness, we're having wine and cheese and watching the World Cup. Oh my goodness, we're so European. No offense to our Polish people. And I'm like, screw you guys. I'm a lake, fish, boat. I'm out of here. And this guy never worked a real job, but his daddy always bailed him out. And I think Dad finally cut the strings and says, we're not paying for your stupidity anymore. And him and his fiancée and then wife worked up, I don't know, like 50 grand in wedding and traveling expenses. And I remember the next year that I knew them, it was all about them paying off that debt. And they were miserable. She was probably nailing him somewhere, because he was like the total wimp beta, and she was like the total party girl, ex-party girl, trying to lock herself in a financial guy. But In any case, I'm betting my left nut that they're divorced. And if they're not, doesn't matter. Statistics still are. Number one cause of divorce is financial stress and financial problems. Why put yourself in the hole? Forget your parents. Let's say your parents don't. Nobody should be putting themselves in the hole. Your parents or the people getting married, because that's going to cause financial stress in one place or another. So don't do that. There's nowhere to do that. All right. Now, here is the non-economic reasons, and so speaking from economics, it's just not worth it. There's so many other better things to invest in, and you're going to put yourself at such a disadvantage, crippling yourself financially, paying for such an expensive wedding that it isn't worth it. Now, here are more important reasons, which is presumably what the marriage is about. This one's for the boys. Understand the primary driver, the primary person driving the expensive weddings are women. And it's, sometimes men want to, but I've never heard it. I'm just trying to cover my basis. But most women want their day. If it says their, like it's my day, get rid of her. That's not a woman you want to marry. It should be our day. Our day together. Us marrying. It's always, well, not always, but usually when you see these expensive weddings, it's her day. And it's the women driving, it's the women in general. The mother, the mother-in-law, the grandmothers, the aunts, nieces, any female. If there's boobs attached to them, they're the ones driving the costs up. Men are just like, can I nail a bridesmaid? Are there drunk, desperate, sad, depressed chicks who aren't married here? That's about all they get. What, I get a rent taxi? Shit, all right. That's the extent to men really care about weddings. The rest of it, what the favors are, the variables and the amount of wasted labor and effort that go into this one day is a gargantuan waste of not only money, but time on the most frivolous bullshit ever. So if you ever hear a girl says, it's about my day, and a girl has to have her day, it's my day, you run. You don't marry that person, because she's obviously not into you. Screw you. You're a prop. You're a stand-in. Any guy, you see all these gals marrying their dog, marrying themselves, marrying their house. I mean, the Daily Mail has this. I mean, look at all these women just marrying non-entities. It shows you that there is a huge percent, well, not huge, but definitely a huge psychology in a lot of women that they have to have their day. So that's not about marriage. The husband is completely inconsequential. There's no family. It is a big pissing away of money. These are the same gals that walk around and show the engagement ring and do rock comparisons. And now this one is more for people who are genuinely in love, but you have familial pressures because of cultural things. In the United States, I don't think this is as big. By one of our Indian agents in the field, East Indian, and Polish people that wrote this, they kind of cited this. So I'm going to assume this is a larger issue in foreign countries and not the United States as it is here. And that is family using the wedding as a means by which to brag to the community and do one-upmanship. I saw this, my buddy, I won't mention his name, he had a wedding, not his, but a relative of his got married in Vietnam. And this wedding, I've never seen such pomp and circumstance. I've never seen, it was all filmed, it was all this. You know, it was great, it was a shotgun wedding. He didn't want to marry her. I'm like, look at all this hypocrisy, this is bullshit. It's all bullshit. Well, you know what? It really wasn't even for the guy or the gal. It was for the families. It was safe. And so I think in India this might be common. Let me know if that is among some of the different groups out there in India. Obviously in Vietnam it is, maybe some more of the Asian cultures. Poland, maybe some of the European countries. Well, here's the deal, guys. It's not your family's wedding. Your family, what this really is ending up becoming, is your family using the husband and the wife, or the to-be husband and the to-be wife, as pawns in an ego battle between different families. Don't let them do that. That's bullshit. You don't let your family tell you what you're going to do and how the wedding's going to be and how much money is going to be spent. You get this is your day. Your day. You and the husband and the wife. You guys should decide. Don't let family or tradition. I don't care. I don't care how many eons they've been doing things in Bangladesh. I don't care what they're doing in Ho Chi Minh City. I don't care. It's you guys. You're the ones that are the most important ones. You should be able to do what it is. And if your parents and the family and there's all this shame, you know what? Elope. Get the freak out of Dodge and elope. Go to Vegas. Get married by the flying Elvises. You could jump out of an airplane and the flying Elvises come down with you and they marry you on the way down as you parachute out. Do what you want to do. That's shameful of families to hold their children hostage and use a wedding as a weapon or a tool or a way to inflate their egos and show fame or whatever. What is it? Not honor. Oh, what is it? I forget what it is. Whatever. It's obsolete and outdated. And no one in our generation or younger, henceforth in the future, should be held to these stupid, archaic, obsolete, and outdated family traditions. It just isn't. There's no place for it, especially there's so much a huge financial cost. So, face. That's what it was. Face. In any case, hopefully that helps. I don't think I really don't even think that this needed to be said, but I guess that's me thinking too logically. But if you look at the average cost of the wedding empirically, yeah, I guess there's a lot of people, the majority of people, just plain piss away way too much money. Seriously, I'm a huge conservative, libertarian, Republican, evil white male type. I advocate not donating to charity. I hate charity. I don't care. I have no passion or pity for most people. I'd much rather donate money. If you said, Aaron, we're going to spend 30 grand on you to get married on your wedding, or we're going to give it to the poor, starving kids of Africa. Go to Africa. Don't care. I'd rather have them have it, because actually, it probably won't do more good out there, but it's dumb. Expensive weddings are stupid. But you know what? I have a feeling student loans or student debts rather, combined with those generations of kids who have student loans with their parents who haven't saved up adequately for retirement, their 401k plans has a whopping $100,000 in it. Oh, I have a feeling economic reality is going to probably put an end to such first world luxuries as $30,000 weddings. So hopefully that will happen. Anyway, hopefully that helped. Toodles.